Hello garden fans, we're starting on the side of the house today. Some changes. I had recorded some videos from last week, but then didn't edit them together to post. So now you get an update every 2 weeks since last week, or last video. Let's start here. We got, this was a little transplant from seed. Those are pea pods. And then kind of like the cellular bars, we got some corn growing. And as I've heard from some of my friends at the library, knee-high by 4th of July, we got one contender on this far right plant, and then a decrescendo down as we go right to left, but all different forms of corn. I planted those from seed, started them in my little plant hut, and then have moved them out here. Today I transplanted from different pots and things to give them a little bit more space. We'll see how that goes. Something does like chewing on the corn leaves. As we see, this one that was in the pot got some nibbles, which is fun. So I'll put some pepper out here. And then the mound of sandy looking stuff, that is fertilizer. So I put some water on it. Hopefully that absorbs in. There is a risk sometimes with fertilizer that it could burn plants. So we'll see how it goes. Now let's move to the garden box. After several weeks of saying I would do it, I have finally put up some of my cage wire around the garden, and I fertilized a bit. So same mix of the fertilizer that I put around the corn plants. I put in a water jug, tried to shake it to dissolve it. It doesn't really dissolve that easily, so we'll see. But some interesting things. These are our cucumbers. Since you last saw them 2 weeks ago, some nice growth. Look at them training up. That's what they say, is you train your cucumbers like you train your dragon to go up the trellis. So they are a sprawler, and I love the little, I don't know, tentacles of a cucumber. I love those. So as it was kind of splaying around, tried to gently weave it up my makeshift trellis. So hopefully it continues to grow up, and cucumbers come soon. The leaves I think are burnt from my pepper spray from before. So we'll see if the internet tells me anything different. This is our tomatillo. I'll give you the ground shot so you get the aerial view of how tall that's growing. And that was from seed, so that's exciting. It hopefully joins the other two tomatillos, which I've yet to see any fruit grow. I had some blossoms, but no fruit yet. And then our salad bar is phasing out. I got to plant some more seeds to get the next crop of arugula, lettuce, and the mustard greens were pretty tasty. And then in this final row over here, I had planted some green beans. Looks like something nibbled some. So hopefully the cage, which is now stapled to the wood, thanks to the library's checkout policy for a staple gun, and $3 over at the Ace to get some staples. Now that's a little bit better fixed, although there are some open spots. So I got to complete the job, but if you know me, sometimes I don't always finish the job. Then our tomatoes looking nice, trying to keep them within the cages, and got a fair amount of tomatoes already growing. I see some grass I got to pluck out of there. But this morning when I came out here, there was a little baby tiny bunny sitting in here and scooted off very quickly. So hopefully the cage lets him view from afar, but not sit in the garden. And then I transplanted some other little basil plants. You see those center of your screen, so hopefully those continue to grow. And then I did harvest and eat a bell pepper, and then there are two on this plant, which is fantastic. They didn't get too big like grocery store bell peppers, but was pretty tasty. We put it in a dish we made yesterday, and it was a good addition. And then those are our tomatillos over yonder, growing nicely. So lush green, lot of green, and repeated reminder probably every 3 to 4 weeks. The advice is to fertilize. So you can spread a spoon of the granular fertilizer mix onto the base of the plant, and then water, and then the nutrients get into the soil, and the soil grows, or not grows. The plants grow, soil stays the same. All right, final thing, plant hut. Our last bits for our garden tour the first week of July. Our corn plant growing nicely. Got some toasted leaves on the side, or stalks. I guess those are leaves. I don't know corn lingo. And I do have to separate that one. There are probably too many corn plants, corn stalks in one container. So I have to find a new home for some of those, and then hopefully it continues to grow. The plant hut, I don't know, it's probably too hot, too moist in here. I planted a couple seeds, and I had good luck earlier this year, but now the past 2 or 3 weeks have been super, super hot. I've tried to leave this open so it could get some air versus just baking, but not a lot of growth for some of the plants in here. Maybe it was just too hot. So tried to keep it watered, humid, good for the hair, maybe not for the plants. But I'll keep trying. A lot of the plants now, if you are starting stuff from seed, it is plenty warm out. You can plant it directly in the soil. And so that's the garden update for today. Hope your plants are doing well. Knee-high by July for your corn friends. And I'll keep you posted on all that's going on in the garden. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.